Hello, my name is Socrates Son. Although I am an atheist, I always loved Jesus Christ and the Greek Orthodox Church. Yesterday we had in Greece Anastasi, the resurrection of Jesus Christ. We celebrated the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Today I made the strongest argument for the Trinity. And I like to call myself the atheist soldier for Christ. Okay. So let's go to my argument after this dramatic intro. How Jesus solves classical theism.
How Jesus solves the problem of classical theism. When people say morality comes from God, they usually mean one of two things. Divine command theory. Something is good because God commands it. But that's arbitrary. If God said destroying the environment was good, would it be? No. That's not enough. That's not solid ground. Then there's classical theism. Here, morality doesn't come from God's will. It flows from his nature. God is goodness. Evil isn't just wrong, it's impossible for God. Sounds noble. But now we've got a problem. Look around. Evil is everywhere. Suffering, corruption, pain. The world is cracked. And the theist will say, yes, but God allows evil for a greater good. But that's not the whole truth. God didn't just allow this world, he chose it. God made a world that includes evil, on purpose. Because somehow, in some way, this world is better than a world without it. Let's walk through this. Premise 1. God always chooses the greatest possible good. Premise 2. God could have made a world without humans, no sin, no suffering. Premise 3. But he didn't. He made this one. Conclusion. Human moral agency, the ability to choose, to fail, to overcome, is part of the greatest good. But here's the twist. God in classical theism cannot fail, cannot sin, cannot suffer. He is good, but not by choice. He's not a moral agent in the way we are. You and I, we stare evil in the face and say no. We resist. We fall. We choose. God doesn't do that. Not if he's just pure nature. Immutable, eternal, untouchable. So wait, are we, fragile, broken human, displaying a deeper kind of goodness than God? It would seem so. Unless Jesus. In the incarnation, something unthinkable happens. God doesn't stay at a distance. He steps into the dirt. Jesus just doesn't touch morality. He lives it. He gets hungry, tempted, mocked, beaten. He suffers. He dies. But he chooses it. He chooses us. Not because he must, but because he can. In Jesus, God enters the human condition. He becomes a moral agent, not a distant perfection, but a suffering, bleeding, choosing love. And that changes everything. Because now, God doesn't just create the good, he becomes the good. He lives the good. He dies for the good. And through him, the problem of evil just doesn't make sense. It becomes sacred.
And yes, that was Ellie, my dear friend. She just made a new YouTube channel a couple of, weeks ago. And she always liked this argument, and that's why I did it. And she made me the honor to recite this part that I couldn't recite with my accent. Thank you very much, Ellie. I will have her link in the description. Okay, so now, but let's make now the argument more confined and comprehensive.
Premise 1. God, by creating this universe, made a statement. The sterile divine state of being, as represented in classical theism, is not the greatest state of being. Premise 2. God, by creating this universe, made a statement. The divine state of being plus human moral agency and passion represents the greatest state of being. Premise 3. God, as in classical theism, is the greatest possible being. Conclusion. The passion of Jesus is essential to God's nature.